Hey there! Thank you for joining Scroll Sessions for another episode of Food at Home. Today we are eating one of my favorite things that Kathleen makes, and it's her nachos. See, when I was dying of the virus a few years ago, back in 2017, and I had just come back from Burning Man and I was just emaciated and I was basically at death's door, Kathleen brought me back to life with a plate of her homemade nachos, and it was amazing. It was fantastic. And so we're going to be recreating those here today. We've eaten these a million times, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, hey there. I didn't know you were standing behind me. Hi. This is Kathleen. She is the Vanna White to my Pat Sajak. We're just hanging out in time and space and enjoying life and eating as much food as possible, just like The Whale, Brendan Fraser's The Whale. We're going to be using the foundation of the nachos, our Tostitos Cantina chips. These are traditional yellow corn chips. They're a little bit thinner than the other Tostitos that we've used before, but we have decided upon these as being our favorite chips, right? To do nachos with.
They are the best nacho chip.
Yeah,
we've tried all of them.
We went through a bunch of them, right? We went through the regular Tostitos. We went through there's a one called Juanitas, right? Mm-hmm. And that was one that we used for a while, and we really liked that one. We still like that chip, but for the nachos, for our money, it's this one. This is our favorite, I think. And we were going to be using another bag of bloody meat, and this is all natural, extra lean ground beef, 96% lean, 4% fat. And this expires February 2023. It's 36 ounces. 2.25 pounds of meat, ground beef. And we're going to be seasoning that with McCormick's original taco sauce, original taco seasoning. And this is very essential right here. We love this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to be adding a can of Rosarita's traditional refried beans. And this is another one of our favorites. We love these beans, adding these, it makes them, when we don't have meat for the nachos, if you don't have meat and but you have a can of beans like this, it'll make them taste meaty, and it makes them succulent and juicy. We love those, right?
We do. We love them.
And today we normally don't have these, but today we have. I'm so grateful that we have these beautiful sliced green onions.
Mm-hmm. And these aren't all the ingredients that we're using. We're using a lot more, but
we're using a lot more ingredients, but we're going to get to it. We're going to get it started.
Okay, so this is too much. I'm going to say this. This is too much meat for your nachos. 2 pounds is too many, but I'm going to add a couple of packets of taco seasoning, and I'll use the rest of the meat for tacos later. So I'm making 2 meals actually, but today we'll just eat the nachos. Tomorrow we'll eat the tacos.
Nice.
Throw this away.
I look forward to that. I love tacos.
And be sure to lick your fingers after you've touched all that.
The blood.
Lick the blood off. I'm gonna go wash my hands.
Yeah, you don't want to let any of it go to waste.
Yeah.
Bones and all.
Again, bones and all. That meat looks pretty good. Same theme, punctured meat from one of our last videos. This one was punctured as well. Mm-hmm. But it looks pretty good.
Probably tainted, compromised, and unsanitary.
Tainted Love.
Yeah. Tainted meat. Whoa. Tainted meat. The last time I sent you to Walmart, you got tainted meat, and I liked it. Tainted meat. It made me want to throw up, and that felt pretty good.
good diet plan.
Yep.
Tainted meat. Get on the tainted meat diet.
Yeah.
The 30-day tainted meat diet.
I'll tell you this. I'd rather be bulimic and anorexic than be like the whale.
Oh.
Tell the people about your experience at the theater yesterday watching The Whale, starring Brendan Fraser.
Yes. I've always adored Brendan Fraser. Fraser.
I've always said Fraser.
Fraser.
I don't know if
Yeah.
the proper pronunciation of his last name, because it looks like it's spelled Fraser, right?
Yeah.
Just
but
with
I
the
think
AS.
I've always heard Fraser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always adored him. And then there was a point in time where he kind of disappeared. I don't know what happened to him. Or maybe I disappeared. I may have been the one to disappear, actually. I don't know. But I was really happy to hear that there was going to be a movie with him in it. And then I was just in shock to see the role he was playing as Charlie.
Yes.
And he's quite large, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
Which he's not really that large in real life, right?
No. He's gained a lot of weight over the years, I think, but he's not as large as he is in that film, because I heard them talk about the makeup and the bodysuit that they added.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the Nutty Professor or something Tyler Perry would wear, some type of technology like that.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry's Medea, it's basically a fat suit that they put on him, right?
Mm-hmm. It looked so realistic, though, and this is like a drama, an A24 film, and the director is
Darren Aronofsky, who also did The Wrestler, starring Mickey Rourke back in, I want to say 2008 or wait, might have been 2010 actually. 2010. That's my guess, but it has The Wrestler has parallels to this current film, The Well. They're both about a father, or part of the plot is a father and daughter relationship that's not very great. They don't talk to each other that much. Daughter's mad at dad, right? It's one of those. Yeah. It's a
human story.
Very human story, very emotional, very heart-wrenching.
Yes.
There's many times I was holding back tears, and that's mainly because of Brendan Fraser's acting. He's just
he did
amazing
so great.
in this.
I hope he gets award after award after award for it. He did so great. I was literally trying to hold back my snot. I was crying so much watching that film that snot was coming out of my nose, and I realized that I didn't have any tissue or Kleenex with me. And also it was kind of quiet in that theater, and I'm sitting there sniffling, and I feel kind of semi-embarrassed for that. So I always get to the point where I'm trying to hold the tears in, and then I think the tears come out my nose somehow. Yeah. And so that's a pretty good film when tears come out of my nose. I know we're having good times at that point.
Yeah.
But I recommend it. I think it's something worth watching. I think there's some really important messages in that movie.
Right.
For life, like great life messages. And I don't want to spoil it too much or anything. I mean, I don't want to give away too much, and everybody has their different opinions on movies, so I don't want to hype it up to where somebody's going to feel like, this is going to be great, and then they go and they're like, what was Kathleen talking about? I hated it, or something. But I really enjoyed it.
Well, to give people a warning, the film takes place in one setting, and it's based off of a book that was turned into a play, I believe.
Yes.
And it's a lot like a play because it has this one setting, right? Mm-hmm. So there's not too much to it. It's mostly drama. It's mostly human relations, and just this man who's been eating himself to death,
Yeah.
literally,
Literally.
because of how sad he is, and we won't spoil the reason he's so sad, but it's actually a pretty simple story to understand. It's just a human relation story.
Definitely. So what, did you like it? What
Yes,
did you think about
I
it?
did. I really did. I thought it was. It seems like just a, like I said, just a simple story. A story that we've kind of seen this before. Not in this capacity, right?
Yeah.
But we've seen gut-wrenching stories like this. Really emotional, sad stories where you feel for the person, and it kind of reminds you who we are.
Yes.
As humans, and it reminds you to the character Charlie is really positive, even though his life has turned into what it is.
Yeah.
He's really positive towards other people, and it's kind of inspirational in that sense.
Definitely. That is really inspirational. And
I would say it's kind of hard to watch, if you
Yes.
I don't know, if you're dealing with emotional problems and you don't want to be sad, and I don't know, I felt like this was uplifting in a way, but it is very sad and dark.
Yeah.
Which A24 is great at, right? They're great at disturbing us with dark things.
Yeah, I love A24. They do great at disturbing us, but I would say that this is very hard to watch with the topic areas and everything. There's kind of multiple layers to the film, but there are uplifting messages in that film for people who are going through a hard time.
Yeah.
And so, I think it was worth seeing.
Yeah, I think so too. There are some, on YouTube, in the video world, in the streaming world, in the world of video and content creation, there's a thing called mukbang, which I hate.
That's a terrible term.
Yes, the word mukbang is one of those unacceptable words.
What does it mean?
Well, I don't know where that term came from, but what it involves is people just eating online, and it's kind of like an ASMR thing. You have a microphone. I guess ASMR and mukbang are two different categories and genres, but people often mix them together.
Okay.
But mukbang is when you watch somebody eat on film. You're just watching them unbox their food and just eat it and chew it, and that's the video.
Okay.
And then you add the ASMR element, and you're adding like a microphone really close up and people whispering, and you hear all of the sounds.
I see.
So there is definitely in this film The Well, there are some mukbang scenarios where Brendan Fraser goes hard and just eats like crazy. It's kind of comical to watch in a way.
Yeah.
I found a lot of Brendan Fraser's facial expressions to be comical.
Yeah.
But that's probably because of the history we have with him, right? Watching him in all these comedies.
Encino Man.
Yes, Encino Man and Airheads. And
Yeah.
George of the Jungle.
Yeah. Yeah. What a role.
Yeah.
To play. I don't think that'd be an easy one to play at all.
Oh, yeah. Emotionally draining, probably. Right?
Yes. Yeah, it must have been.
This is his comeback role, though. And from scene one, which if you guys watch it, I'm not going to spoil what he's doing in the first scene, the first time we see him on screen. Mm-hmm. Very disturbing.
Yes.
If you watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I thought right away, this is his humiliation ritual. Which, if you guys may not know, that Brendan Fraser was blacklisted at one point. He was canceled before people were really getting canceled.
Oh, okay.
And I don't remember exactly what it was for. I think it had to do with some kind of sex thing.
Oh, it scared me.
It was some kind of sex thing with a woman
Oh.
because he's hetero.
Okay.
Which is... He's treading a thin line of...
Which is a no-no to be hetero these days.
to be a toxic male.
Ah.
So I think he might have got canceled for being into women. And this is his comeback role. He's got to humiliate himself and be this 600-pound sick
whale.
Man. This whale, yeah. But that's just kind of my outlook on things with this film. At any rate, though, I'm glad that he did it because it's we get a great actor back.
Yes.
You know, we get to have this great actor back working again in a big film, and I hope that he wins. I'm pretty sure he's nominated for this.
Well, good.
For best actor, and I think that he might deserve it. I don't know who else is in the race right now. I haven't been really keeping up. But who else is in the Academy Awards?
Yeah, I hope he gets recognition for that.
And those are the beans.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Rosarita, traditional, refried beans. Now what are we going to do with these beans, Kathleen?
Well, we're just going to push them over to the side right now because I've got to start chopping vegetables. All right, so I've got a jalapeno, bell pepper, onion. These are our main ingredients that we like to put on our nachos.
Yes, and the experts say to have every color represented in your food.
Definitely. Because then you get as many nutrients as possible on your plate.
Yes.
I mean, obviously the chips will add a lot of sodium and stuff, but we're having fun today.
Yeah.
And we love our nachos.
Yes, we do. We take pride in them, and they're made at home, and they're made with love.
Yes. You know, speaking of nutrients and veggies, bell peppers always make me think of Slovakia.
Why is that?
Because I went there, I think it was Bratislava, Slovakia, several years ago for a wedding. There was a friend of mine who is Slovakian, and she was marrying a Frenchman. She was a doctor, or is a doctor. And I was invited to her wedding in Slovakia, and I got to learn some of their norms. You know, when you get to go to another country and actually be around a native to that country, you get to learn a lot more than you would in a hotel. So what I found was that for breakfast, Slovakians eat a lot of bell pepper.
For breakfast?
They put slices of bell pepper on their bread, and their bread is a lot healthier than probably any bread that we can get here.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot more fiber in it. But yeah, they put a lot of bell pepper, and I loved it. It was, that whole experience was amazing. Their wedding traditions are so cool. I mean, it just is a totally different world than our kind of American wedding traditions, which are a lot of times very disheartening to me. And very cold and very superficial. So it was really nice to go to a Slovakian wedding and dance the night away with the bride and the groom. That was fun.
That sounds like fun.
And eat a lot of bell peppers in the meantime.
Did they have all the different colors of bell peppers, or did they?
They did.
Oh, wow. They
had orange, red, green, and every day that's what you would eat. Every single day.
So it was a breakfast thing for them to do.
Yes, it was a breakfast thing. maybe that gives them a certain vitamins they need in that environment.
Maybe so. It's just a natural thing that they sought out, right?
Yep.
Kathleen is currently cutting the jalapenos up. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say everybody cuts jalapenos differently. This is how I'm doing it today. Sometimes I keep the seeds out. Today I'm feeling really spicy. So I'm gonna keep them in.
We're gonna live dangerously today and keep the seeds in.
Yes, because we love spicy things, huh?
Yes, we do.
We live our lives spicily, if that means anything to anyone.
Yep.
All right.
We live dangerously. We live on the edge. We are outlaws.
Yes, Living on the Edge. That is one of the first songs that I connect you to, Mark, in my life.
Yes, Aerosmith's Living on the Edge.
Yes. We were, 9 maybe?
Probably, yeah.
And I would listen to that song and I would just daydream about you.
I want to
fantasize when I was 9.
I want to say it was a little
10
later, maybe 10 or 11. I don't know. I could be wrong. We'd have to look up the year that Living on the Edge was out, when they had the music video out and everything.
I think we were in 5th grade.
Is that the one with Alicia Silverstone?
That's a different song, but same album.
Okay, because I always get the video with Edward Furlong and the video with Alicia Silverstone mixed up, because those are 2 different videos.
Right.
And in my memory, they're one video, but they're actually 2 different music videos for 2 different songs. Same album, though. Same time period.
That's true.
Because Aerosmith was having this resurgence. It was kind of like their second wind, right?
Yeah. They
were big in the 70s and 80s, and then they were being like pushed to the youth of the 90s, maybe like mid to late 90s.
Yeah.
If my memory serves me well.
Yeah, we'll have to look at all those dates and see if we're remembering.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so next we're going to do
We're going to add the chips.
The layering process.
Yes, the layering.
This is something that is pivotal to these nachos, and that's why we love these specific traditional yellow corn cantina Tostitos chips, because they're the perfect size. You can kind of put almost all the ingredients on one chip each.
Yeah, they're very big chips, and they're also thin. So you get a wide surface, and it's almost like you get more of the stuff, the substance, right?
Yes, exactly. So there's
something to that. I love that.
And then I'll grab some. Now this is Winco Foods Mexican style blend cheese.
Yep. And that's the one that we always use.
Yeah,
we love that one.
The Mexican blend from wherever you're going, Walmart.
Oh, and here's a point. I don't know if we've ever talked about this. Well, you know what? We talked about our nachos. We talked about them on a live stream once while we were hiking.
We did.
So I might put a link to that video in the description box if you guys want to check that out.
Yeah.
And we talk about what's happening right here.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're getting to see it, but if you want to hear us talk about it and watch us hike, you can go back and watch that video.
Definitely.
But one thing that I've mentioned before, I know that I brought it up in this video, because it's a very important thing to Kathleen and I. The cheese on nachos has to be shredded.
Yes.
It can't be the canned nacho cheese, that gooey, nasty, crappy cheese. And you all know what I'm talking about. It's the cafeteria lunch, cheap nachos. From time to time, I'll order nachos at like a a Jolly Cone type of place, you know, like a mom and pop hamburger joint, you know, just some hole in the wall place. I'll order nachos and see how they are. And sometimes they use that gooey cheese, and that is not good.
Not good.
It's gross. And then they put too much of it.
Yeah.
The shredded cheese, it's like melted, and it's like a pizza almost, right? Like that kind of cheese.
Exactly.
So yeah, you want to go with the shredded cheese always.
Always, because otherwise it's just not going to be the same.
Yes.
That melted cheese, or that canned cheese, let's call it, as you said, reminds me of the football games, high school football games.
Mm-hmm.
And you would go and get nachos, and that's the kind of cheese you'd get.
Yeah, that's all we knew for a while, you know. And
yeah. So I like to use some of this
Cholula,
and just kind of.
I will say this: I have to give credit where credit's due. The reason I know about we got the green. Oh, we're adding the red and the green today.
Oh yeah,
green pepper. The reason I know about the shredded cheese is because my granny made nachos with the shredded cheese. And so I'm like, why is Granny's nachos so good? And then these other ones that we get at the hot dog stand at the game, you know, the Friday night football game, why are they so disgusting? You know, the ones you get at the concession stand at the drive-in, why are the drive-in nachos so gross? You know, all they got is gooey cheese and like a few jalapeños on them.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Yeah, and I'm not having it.
Well, thank you, Granny.
Yes, thank you, Granny.
Thank you for that.
For unlocking the world of shredded cheese for us.
Yes. So good. So this is basically what we do. We just do a layering effect. And you can put all kinds of different things on it. Sometimes we put olives, sometimes we put, what else do we add to it? I can't think of it now. We put sour cream at the end, which we don't have today. That's
no.
Missing. You can put avocado or guacamole, avocados, whatever you like on your nachos. Just add it and just make sure it's in layers. And we share a plate. We don't even make 2 plates. We just share a plate.
Yeah, because it's a lot of food.
It's also romantic to share, right?
Yep. We're like the 2 dogs from Lady and the Tramp.
Yes, with the spaghetti.
Yep, with the same spaghetti noodle. That's how we met. We met our previous life was in another dimension, a cartoon dimension. So you can actually see how we first met in another life in the film Lady and the Tramp.
Yes, go watch that and you'll see us there.
Because cartoons are actually real. They exist in another dimension. You're watching something that was filmed in a parallel dimension. Cartoonery.
Cartoonery. I love that. My whole life feels like a cartoonery.
Ooh.
There they are. See that steam?
That is amazing. Thank you for joining us once again at the table. And we are going to devour these nachos now. We're going to take a test. We're not going to eat all of them in front of you because that would take a long time. And we value your time and we thank you for watching. Yes. But here we go. We're going to take a bite.
Okay.
These look amazing, babe. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Look at that. Look at all that glorious substance.
Beautiful cheese hanging off of it.
Yeah. Mmm. Mmm. It's too good. This might be my favorite food at home episode. Thanks to your nachos.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
My pleasure.
And thank you guys for joining us once again. We appreciate you watching. Please help us out and subscribe. We have the goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers soon. 4,000 watch hours. Also, we need that to be monetized. Help us out. Help us to get monetized here. We appreciate your viewership. We appreciate your help in helping us achieve our goals. And we encourage you to watch some more of our videos as well if you are into this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. As always, remember to be kind to yourself. Treat yourself with kindness. Treat yourself with love. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.